Morning, everybody. 8:10 a.m. April 8th. Gonna have an eclipse today. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Markets are nuts. What do we got? Where's our VIX at today? 16. 16 VIX. I've been saying it. Expect a 1% move in the S&P 500 today. Okay? You definitely can tell the difference on Friday. Moves were much bigger, much more wild swings. Took back half of the move from Thursday. Now we're at a key level. Okay? Big level I talked about in the Nasdaq's the most traded price of the year, the month, the week. All right, huge price. We're right there. And what does that mean? We're setting up for CPI. So it's ultimate balance in both the ES and the Nasdaq, SPY and the Qs. They're at the most traded price. Okay, so when those line up, expect a big explosive move. Okay, we have CPI. I think it's on Wednesday. We'll get into that in a little bit. Without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Stephen Gonzalez. I use market profile, find profile to find structure in the market along with gamma exposure level, supply and demand, anchor VWAPs, and the most traded price of the year, the rolling month, the rolling week, and the preceding day. When all those line up, it helps me put risk on, okay, along with other stuff that I use while I'm in a trade. That's market internals. That's also like a footprint map, footprint chart, so you can see order flow. So we don't get into that here because I'm not trading live, but that's what I use basically um, to put risk on, basically, And the name of the game is confluence. So basically, when all things line up, they're in confluence, and that makes me make a decision, right? Because multiple things lining up, what I mean, just makes your probabilities higher. All right. So anyway, if you haven't already, subscribe, set an alert. That would help me out. Okay. And if you do like my content, give me a thumbs up or a like. And then you can always follow me on X at Gonzo719. All right. Okay. Let's get into these the watch list here. We got a lot of interesting stuff going on here. All right. So let's do that. Now Bitcoin and Ether are just monsters today. Oop. Monsters. Okay. Bitcoin. Why is that showing me that? Why is that? That's not exactly what I wanted here. Give me one sec. Let me fix this. Apologize for that. Alright, let's get back to this watch list. Alright, so Ether's up 10.37%. Bitcoin's up 7.96%, basically 8%. Silver up 0.75. VIX is up 0.37. Okay. Gold's up is up 0.32. Jeez, that was loud. The Russell is up 0.31. The VIX is flying around here on me. The dollar is up 0.10. Dow's pretty much flat. Nasdaq's flat. ES is flat. Okay, that's expected from the big level we're at. All right, 10-year hasn't reported yet, but the 10-year yield, should go higher. Crude is pulling back. Pulled back much more earlier. All right, it's kind of bounced a little bit. 30-year bonds almost down 1%. Okay, so that's going to make yields go higher. Okay, so we're setting up here for CPI. Okay, and PPI this week. That's what's going on there. All right, let's move on. Mag 7 Plus with the Bitcoin move. All right, Coinbase is up 5.79%. No shocker there. Tesla. Okay, Tesla mentioning the robo taxi. They're up 2.88%. Amazon got a price target raise, and good old Nvidia's up 0.45. All right, now laggards. We have Apple down 0.24. Boeing, more problems. I saw some piece of a plane hanging off. They're just not doing good lately. AMD down 1.36%. Now, I don't know why that is. Maybe there's a reason here. I don't know why that's down, but that is getting into probably pullback buy territory, AMD, unless I don't know why they're down. Anyway, moving on. Top sector stocks. Let's see who's the leader. Qualcomm is a semi, right? So semis are up, but AMD is down, so that's interesting. United Healthcare is up 0.27%. That's been getting hammered. All right, now that's really it here. The laggards, we got Disney, we got Chevron, we got Salesforce and Exxon because of crude pulling back. All right, let's look at our swing trade list. Who's the leader there? MicroStrategy. Woof. Up 11.54%. That stock just moves nuts. All right. The Bitcoin ETF's up 7.78. No surprise. No surprise, Mara. No surprise, Riot. Then you got Hood, Take Two. Taiwan Semiconductors got a bunch of grants. Applied Materials has gotten an upgrade. This Donald Trump stock's up 1.5. Western Digital. All right, that's probably it for that. Let's go to laggards. Who's lagging here? United Airlines, Skyworks. I saw got a downgrade. Uber, TLT, obviously with bonds being sold, hitting 90. So that's what we got there. All right, moving back, and we will go back to top sectors. Then we'll go look at sectors. Who's the leader? XLY. That is why. Why? Tesla and Amazon are both up. Okay, pretty handily. Semis up 0.41. Remember, I said AMD is down, so that's interesting. Laggard technology. Why? Apple, Microsoft. That is Nvidia, AMD. But energy is down 0.14. It's not huge. That's not huge. Okay, but it's down a little bit. All right, that's wrapping up those watch lists. We can get into the economic calendar, the market news. Let's look at that. All right, what do we have on tap? So today, Kashkari speaks. He's not a voting member. However, he helped take down the market last week. Tuesday, not much either. You got API crude. Wednesday, that's the big day. CPI. Okay. Looking at the inflation rate year over year, that is, what are we looking at? 3.4. All right, previous was 3.2. They're looking at a rise of 0.2. So we're expecting inflation CPI headline to raise, right? Core, they're looking at 3.7. Previously was 3.8. They're looking at for that to go down. Now remember, food and energy are not in core. All right. And on that same day, we got FOMC minutes and some Fed speak. Okay. Thursday's PPI, jobless claims, more Fed speak. 30-year now on a 30-year bond auction. Now those have become headline risks. So at 1 p.m. on Thursday, the 30-year bond auction, that will be important as well. Friday's Michigan consumer sentiment, followed by Bostic. Okay. Why is that looking like this? It should just be this week. Okay. So that wraps up that. Now, do have a little bit of news to go over. Let's see here. It's just the Boeing thing I was talking about. Loss of engine cover on Southwest Boeing 737. So I don't have to say much more there. JP Morgan's been talking. It doesn't really mean much. Let's see. I'm just trying to see what other things have moved and why things are moving. Here's the Taiwan semiconductor news. The U.S. Commerce Department said on Monday it would award Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company U.S. unit a 6.6 billion subsidy for advanced semiconductor production in Phoenix. There you go. That's why TSM's up. Now, United Airlines Holdings. The airline posted on Friday its investor day, which was scheduled for early next month, amid a review by the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration following multiple safety incidents. All right, that's why they're down. Let's see here. Boeing gets a price target cut. Not shocker there. Looks like Disney got a price target raised, even though they're down. All right, that's what's really kind of going on. Okay. Trying to think what else. Let's see if the juice has anything. Now, yeah, we see the TSM news. Nothing really that juicy to really speak of. Nothing really. I mean, there's some earnings this week, There's some bank earnings on Friday. All right. I just want to see if there's anything popped up here that I'm missing. We can look at this together. Let's see, gapping up. Let's see. I just want to stocks that really people are more interested in. I just want to see Tesla. I told you about the Tesla robotaxi. We know about that. Taiwan Semiconductor. We know about that. BJ's was upgraded. What else? AMAT. Well, I told you about the AMAT was upgraded. All right, let's go to gapping down. Let's see here. Investor Day. I told you about that. United Airlines. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. All right, I think we can go to daily charts now. Look at our good old daily charts. All right, let's look at it together. Maybe we just make this. All right, let's look at this together. All right, so what did we do? Right, on Friday. So it had that huge bearish engulfing candle, and we actually went all the way up here, hit resistance around this area. Okay, we actually closed back above the 20-day simple moving average. Okay, so we pretty much came back right to the 50%. We went up to the 61.8 on a Fibonacci and really closed up around the 50%. Okay, so took back half of that move down. I just noticed this is interesting. There's not really a top channel here, but this is very interesting how this line, and then look where we bounced that day. Interesting. I just thought that was interesting. Where are we at now? 519. So we're at 519. Like close to the close, upper third. But if you just look to the left here, this is a very congested area. Very congested area. Okay, so I wouldn't call this a great place. It makes sense why we're in this area, because you were setting up in balance for the big numbers of CPI to be bounced. And what's that's going to mean? We're going to push out to here, or going to push down to here, or possibly here, and whatever that happens. Okay, that's what I'm looking at, and I'll show you that in the market profile and the volume profile. Okay, so this is the Qs. So these also kind of had like this little trend on the bottom that hit. All right, so bearish engulfing, and again, same thing. Came back to the 61.8, kind of closed 50. This did close below the 20 still in the 90 MA daily. All right, and look where it opened. Look where we opened and pushed down to the 50. So we came down to the 50 and kind of bounced off that. All right, so that's what's going on in the Qs. Now, where's the Qs at now? 441. Let's see here. Yeah, we're like in the upper third of Friday's range. Okay. So just again, the Qs even, you can just see this mess, right? How this has been trading around this price in the Qs 440, 441. So we're just in the, like I said, you can see the most traded price of the year in the futures. I'm going to show you that later. All right, that's what's been going on. We're just in a really, really congested area of price. So let's talk about the bond market now, because you should see a rise in yields, okay, as expected. Okay, so look, we push down with yields. Now look, we're back. So what's the 10-year yield is up right now? It is, it's flat. It's flat. However, let's see. Open here, closed here. We're here. Why is that flat? 4.378. Oh, it didn't update yet. That's interesting. 10-year yield has not updated yet. but that will be up. That's interesting. Usually 820, Thinkorswim updates that, but it hasn't updated it. It's just stuck. That's interesting. Well, that didn't move yet, but I know it's up. It's going to be up. All right, I already can see TLT and whatever. So that's that. VIX. Here's the key. Okay, there's finally some fear 30 days out now. We're holding. Remember I said we got to hold above 15? Well, we're doing that now. We're at 16 right now. So 1% expected move in the S&P 500. That's what that 16 VIX is, a 1% expected move today. So you got volatilities back. Okay. You're gonna I definitely noticed a big difference in the way the market moved on Friday. You could definitely see it with larger swings. All right. Let's look at that dollar. Here's the dollar. Dollar's at 104.39. So above all these moving averages, but that's almost in a range. Look, you can see it. This price has been been here, right? So you got a resistance level around 104.99, 105 basically, right? Support at 102. Okay, you have to see how that dollar moves. That will wrap up this triple headed monster 10-year yield for some reason. I don't know why, but it didn't report on Thinkorswim. So I know I can go into a website and see it, but trust me, it's gonna be higher than when it was on Friday, just because 30-year bonds are almost down 1%. Okay, which means inverse. It means yields rise. All right, so we can move now to the market profile. Okay, I'm gonna look at structure. That's what we're gonna look at. So let's look at our profile here. Little distribution here. Then we got the value area, 70% of the trade of the last rolling week. This is the value area. Okay. Then we got some on the bottom. So this is what I'm talking about. You see how this value area is all right here? Look where price is. In the middle of the model, right? So the most traded price right now, so just that tells me there's indecision in the market. Okay, so price being here, right? Most traded price of Friday and the week is here. Call that price 52.47. Most traded price of the month, that is 52.37. So this area right here has been the most trades of the month and the week, and that of Friday. That's where you know the market's in indecision. Okay, so once we on Friday came all the way up here, see all these single prints were cleaned up with this move up. Okay, and we ended right here. There's still more single prints there. However, once we went up here and we went back, and I'm like, oh boy, I knew on Friday, I knew most likely we weren't going to move much. And that's what happened. Okay, and now look, price is right at the monthly VWAP now. So very indecisive right now. Big move down, took back half of it, right? So that's what's going on. Okay, we're at a key level, right? So how do we look at that? So on Friday we kind of pulled down, and then we just rocketed. It was just covering, shorts covering. That's what that was. All right, now how do we look at this? Price is here. Price is there. Friday's highs, Friday's lows, overnight high, overnight low. So we're inside Friday's range right now. Okay, and we're in this area, which is just not a great area to be in. You know, I need to see some pushing out to these edges here. All right, so right off the bat, we kind of have a weak high here. So the overnight high and the Friday's high, right? We still have single prints above us, which is emotional selling. Okay, what else do we have? We have a weak low here. It's overnight low. Why is that weak? Right? It's two things. Most traded price of the month right here, and value area low of Friday's there. Value area is this. 70% of the trade took place here. So if like, just think about this. Oh, we're all here, and 70% of the trade took place up here. Mainly longs, right? And then if the most trades happened in the last month at this price here, and the overnight low is here, this is confluence right here in your face. If you break this level, what do you think is going to happen? Probably going to go test down here. Okay, so that's a weak low. All right, so I'm going to be watching this overnight low level here, 52.38 right here is very important to defend this. All right. So now we're in balance. I mean, it's basically like we're going to do what we're going to do now is we're going to test out here and see what happens, and we're going to test here. And we could push down farther into here, and we could even push out to here because of this volatility, and then we could maybe come back in the mean, come back to the mean. All right, so that's kind of what I'm seeing. Like I said, I don't like this area here for a trade. We definitely are going to push out today, and then it's the matter of CPI is coming, right? More people might short the edges or fade the edges, what you would say. Okay. So it's very and prices right here. There's not much edge, like I said, because look, we're in the middle of the model here. So we're just going to get right into scenarios here. What I want to see happen. It's very simple. Very simple. All right. So I already talked. Let's talk about the bullish scenario. Okay. Prices here. That's fine. Like I said, this weak low here. Okay. If we do come down here, say price goes like this, and we test this, right? Could be a little bear trap. You could even go like this and recover. Like I said, that could push into this muck here and maybe make us test the highs, right? That's one scenario. Okay, now, I said this weak low, right? However, there's a huge demand zone here. So, another thing that could happen is even though we push, okay, come back in here, this demand zone, okay, this could be an edge again, right? Come down, higher low, higher low. Don't find acceptance down there. Well, this is going to bring us back into this area. Now, do I think we cross it? I don't know. Possibility. That's what I'll be looking at. Remember, like I said, probably looking to fade the edges, especially with CPI coming up. Okay, now, bear scenario. Okay, I'm truly just going to wait probably to the market to do something like this and see what it does in these single prints here. If there's weakness in these single prints, that's probably a telltale sign that we're probably going to come back to the mean here. And then we could do this. But if we're bearish, we're going to take out this weak low, hold down here, and probably do one of these. I don't think an all-out sell or an all-out buy is going to happen today. Probability-wise, it's not good. Could it happen? Of course. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing right now in the ES. All right, let's move over to the NASDAQ. And let's see if it's similar. It is similar. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring this in a little bit. So let's look at this. All right. Now, the NASDAQ is just that one price. That's just a monster. All right. Now, if we look at the profile, got a little distribution here. Now, here's the value area. Here's the value area. Roll right here. 70% of the trade in the last rolling week is right here to here. This area, right? The highlighted blue. And then you got a little bit of excess to the bottom. And here's the most traded price, right? That number is 182.80. Could even call it 183 flat if you wanted to. Okay? This area. Right? Where's price? Right there. So this price, okay? It's even bigger than the ES that I just showed you because it's the most traded price of the rolling week, the rolling month, and this year. That is the most traded price of this year. So it's a magnet. It's why the market's there. Okay, and what is that telling us again? It's indecision. It's indecision in the market. That's what that's telling us. All right. Now we also took back about 61.8 retracement of the move. We came all the way down, right? And then opened here, pushed down, and took all this back, cleaned all those singles out, and kind of closed down here, more or less, by the 50% retracement. Okay, this is looking just like the ES. Look at that. Overnight low, overnight high. Friday's high, Friday's low. Price is here. That is not a lot of edge. There's just not a lot to look into this. Okay, now what we're going to do today, when you're around a level like this, you are going to test the edges. There's no doubt. Okay, you're going to test the edges. So very similar scenario. Okay, very, very similar scenario. Now look, we do have a key level here again. Look at this. The area low and the overnight low match up. This is a weak low, so that's going to be important. Okay, so that's your important level in the NASDAQ, and that's like 182.48. So if this breaks, which I would think it probably would, but it might not. Okay, so we'll get into the scenario in a second. We are prices below the monthly VWAP. That's why it's red. Now the monthly VWAP and the week-to-day VWAP are different finally. Okay, so this is what we are working with here. So this really needs to hold. Now we'll get into scenarios. Okay, very simple today. I kind of like them a lot here. This is why I love market profile and volume profile. It's telling me off the bat, this is the most traded price, right? This area. I don't have to look. That's why it's important. If you don't have volume profile on your charts, you don't know that price. You know it, but you don't know exactly where that price is. Okay. So if we're bullish, okay, let's get into it. Here's that weak low. Okay, this could, now, again, we're here. This is the first defense for bulls, right? If we push down and we hold it, now look, if we hold that, come across the most traded price, hold that, you could start testing these single prints and clean them. That's one, okay? However, what do we have here? This is the 50-day moving average on futures, daily chart, okay? So we could also come down, which I would suspect. I would almost think this is a little more likely. Break the week low. Now come into this demand. Now we're testing the 50-day moving average in futures. And then let's see. If you can't hold down here, you got higher lows. You're going to go here. And then maybe that does propel it to go here. That's all I'm looking at. Okay. Now, conversely, you got the shorts. Shorts in here. Okay, so I'm going to show you this. All right, this could be another thing here. Now, one, you could come down here, defend it, come up into these singles. Now, if you get some resistance into these single prints, which shouldn't be resistance, that's a sign that we're going to probably come back and test the mean, the most traded price of the year, right? But if we break that, and then you have the weak low here, you break that, you're going to probably test this demand zone, right? I don't see us breaking this. The probability is probably a bounce back into this area, but that's what I see. I mean, could we? We could. But I don't think that's likely. Okay, I don't think that's likely. So we could also just come right down, hold, break this, and do that too. Okay, but again, you got to see how this market looks when we open. I don't know how it's going to be. I don't know what's going to happen, but these are the scenarios that I'm going to lay out. I'm going to be very patient today. It's Monday. We do have good relative volume. All right. So that's it for that. Okay. And I think that's it. All right. So I got my plan. We got our plan. You just got to be patient. Got to be patient and really see who's in control. So we really got to see who's in control. We're definitely going to do an inside out trade. Now, I don't like those trades. I don't like initiating trades on the most traded price just because it's so choppy. I want to see test an edge, and make me think, that I want to fade it. That's kind of all I'm looking at today. That's really all I'm looking at. So, hopefully, you enjoyed this. Give me a like if you did. Okay, and again, you can always follow me on X at Gonzo719. Okay, that's the plan. Hope everybody has a good day. Stay patient, stay green, and then most likely see everybody tomorrow. If I see something to note, I will do something in the midday, but I have to see something specific. All right. So everybody have a great day.